Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it is, wherever you are. Where you are right now is here with us on INC Radio Virginia. It is Saturday, January 20, 3:05 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and Sunday, January 21, 4:05 a.m. in the Philippines. Before we continue, we always like to give our special greetings to our Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo Villamanalo, and to our CF Coordinator, SEBSI President and CEO, Brother Angelo Arano Manalo. Thank you both for allowing us to have opportunities to connect with brethren all around the world through projects such as INC Radio. To keep watching INC Radio Virginia and other programs like this, you can do so by going to incradio.org. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel by searching INC Radio DZEM 954. And if you're tuning in from the Philippines, you can listen to us on INC Radio EM 954. I am Brother RJ Gabrantino from the local congregation of Chesapeake, Virginia, and thank you for joining us on today's episode. Before we begin, this is your reminder to keep commenting in the live chat for our ongoing hashtag challenge here on INC Radio Virginia. Comment with the hashtag symbol followed by our corresponding hashtag so we can see who is the most active and supportive local congregation in the District of Virginia. Let's see the results from last episode. So Kuya Tech, please play the hashtag results video. Here are the results of the INC Radio Virginia hashtag challenge for the episode from January 13, 2024. For fifth place, it's the local congregation of Chesapeake, Virginia. In fourth place, we have a three-way tie between Jasper Group Worship Service and the extensions of Cedar Bluff and Nashville. Coming in at third place is the local congregation of Huntsville, Alabama. In second place is the local congregation of Fayetteville, North Carolina. And in first place is the local congregation of Charlotte, North Carolina. Congratulations to all the winners. Who will win next week? Keep commenting in the live chat with your hashtag for a chance to appear on our leaderboards. Congratulations again to the local congregation of Charlotte. They're continuing their reign as first place because last year in 2023, they were the overall champions of our hashtag challenge. So let's see if they can hold on to it for the year 2024. Moving on, though, we want to see what's on our District of Virginia. So now we will go into our segment entitled CFO in Action. Kuya Tech, please play the CFO in Action video.
CFO in Action.
This past Monday, the married couples or Booklid members gathered together to commemorate the 61st anniversary of the Booklid organization. Brethren met in the Meridian Convention Center in Greensboro, North Carolina, for an event centered around celebration, love, and unity.
CFO in Action.
The INC Giving Project is in full effect in the District of Virginia. Reach out to your local officers to find out what your local congregation is doing to make kindness contagious.
CFO in Action.
We are only 6 days away from our evangelical mission to be held on January 26. Please note all of the locations here on the screen or ask your local officers for more information.
CFO in Action.
As you can see, we are very active here in the District of Virginia. We are very excited for our evangelical mission coming up. While waiting for our show to start, seeing everyone in the live chat saying that they're inviting this person, they're inviting this person. There's even some people in our live chat who are, while watching INC Radio, are currently inviting brethren, or inviting for the evangelical mission. So shout outs to you. I give you my compliments. As you can see, we're to that was a little segue to our conversation today about giving and receiving compliments. And I have two guests with me today to help me in that discussion. First, let me introduce a familiar face who has been on INC Radio with us a couple of times already. So, sister, can we go ahead and introduce yourself again to our audience and anything else to say?
Hi, everyone. I'm Sister Claudine. I'm from the local congregation of Chesapeake. I am a choir member organist serious teacher, could do a vice president, and I believe that's everything. Every time I call on here, I forget. Just
I
which
think we
is
need to have you like write it down somewhere, maybe just in case for next time.
good. I think that would be a great solution, but every time I forget.
It's okay. It's a nice way to keep you on your toes. And we also have another guest here who's, I think, first time at least for INC Radio Virginia as a guest. So, sister, please also introduce yourself, your local congregation, and you can by all means say your offices as well.
Okay, well, before I get started, I want to pay a compliment to Sister Claudine for having so many duties. My name is Sister Marta. I'm from the local congregation of Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm the head secretary, CWS teacher, and local chronicler. So it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sister Marta. Compliment to you as well. I mean, those are. We're not counting offices, right? It doesn't matter the number; it matters the quality, not the quantity. But your offices are very, very there too. So compliments to you for performing all the time. Thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you for already getting this conversation by paying compliments, because that is exactly what our conversation is on today. It's about giving and receiving compliments, because it goes both ways, right? So let's go ahead and just get right into the conversation. How does it feel to give a compliment to, whether it's to a friend, family, or even just anyone? How does it feel to give compliments, and do you give compliments often? Sister Marta, let's start with you.
I do try to give compliments often because they need to be genuine. So if it's a friend or coworker, it makes me feel good because I know that it's going to put a smile on their face. So it's a good feeling.
Yeah, definitely. Being able to, especially if you do it in person, especially as of course, you could always like shoot them a message or anything like that. But seeing it in person and seeing that it means something to them, because like you said, it's genuine, right?
Oh, yes.
Uh, it's such a warm feeling to know that they appreciate it, right? Sister
Absolutely.
Claudine, how would you add to that? How does it feel to give a compliment?
Well, for me personally, it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially if it's to a stranger. And but it comes so naturally with friends, right? Like me and Sister Marta were friends already. She already gave me a compliment. I felt very warm inside. And but it comes very naturally with friends and people that I've already grown to kind of care about. So that alone, like I feel warm inside, just kind of sharing that kindness. So I'm gonna share my kindness right now. I'm gonna share, Sister Marta, I'm gonna compliment you. I love your calming presence. Like I feel so relaxed.
Oh, thank you.
So I feel so at home.
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment, Sister Claudine, about Sister Marta, because I totally agree. I think Sister Marta. So, uh, just to go back the current a little bit, as the one of the producers of INC Radio, when I had this topic, I was like, oh, I know exactly who I want to ask to be on this, and that's
Oh,
Sister
I
Marta. Because
appreciate that. Thank you.
yeah, because I ran into you again recently, well, fairly recently, at where I took oath actually for a CBS teacher. Um, and we caught up a little bit there, and I was just like, man, Sister Marta just speaks so kindly. She's one of the kind speakers that I've been around. And when I attend CWS classes with the district and hear you teach, I'm like, wow, she's speaking to the kids with so much kindness, and
Oh,
I
thank
want to
you.
get her on this conversation. So I'm
Oh,
very,
okay. I'm
very
glad.
happy.
I'm glad. I'm
Yeah,
glad to be here.
yeah. So that's why I'm so happy that you said yes to join. So now, Sister Claudine, you mentioned too, like giving compliments to strangers too. Um, it's so easy to give it to people, but have you ever complimented a stranger before? Does it feel any different? Sister Claudine, you already brought it up, so let's start with you. How did it feel giving compliments to a stranger?
Usually when I give compliments to strangers, I kind of have to try to find something like to bridge, like I scan them up and down, I find something to compliment to kind of break that ice. So because I do it in a way, I feel like I do it in a way that's very genuine, and I go for it, just like especially if it's something that I'm already find a connection with. Like for example, I love their top. I love I love their shoes, or it's something that like I already have a fascination with as well. So like sometimes if it's like merchandise from like an artist or a band or like media that I also am a big fan of, it kind of already segues that conversation, makes it flow a little bit more easy. But that's usually the way I go about it, just to make it a little less awkward and kind of just show that we're on the same we're already in the same groups, on the same like we're already connected in some way.
That's a very good point because at first I was thinking, since they are strangers, we don't really know that well, right? Especially if it's like a first time interaction. So it might seem more like not as genuine as someone compliment you friends. But like you said, I think because okay, I'm a huge fan of professional wrestling, so I don't have a lot
Okay.
of I don't have like merchandise that show wrestling, but if I did and I saw someone in like a store and they said, "Oh, I like your shirt," I'd be like, "Yeah, I'm wrestling, you do too." So it does mean something after that, with that kind of compliment. So that's a very good point. It helped me give me more perception on complimenting a stranger. But Mr. Martin, do you have anything to add on that? How does it feel to compliment a stranger? Have you ever complimented a
Oh,
stranger?
yes. I guess I'm a little different because people that know me know that I'm not a shy person. And some good examples that I can think of is just, entering an elevator. And if someone smells good, whether it's a perfume or a cologne, I have no problem saying, "Oh, somebody smells good." And I'll do that. And you can tell who it is because they'll start smiling. And at my last job, I worked with a lot of men. And I like to see a man with a fresh haircut. And every time one of the guys would come in with a fresh haircut, I would say, "Oh, your hair really looks nice." And it got to the point that if someone got a fresh haircut and I didn't say it right away, they would be like, "Marta, you didn't say anything about my haircut." So those are really easy and just genuine ways of paying someone a compliment. But yeah, in the elevator, if someone smells good, I'm going to say something. And then definitely if I notice someone's hair, I think that's it's cool. They like it.
I'm writing this
And
down. Writing
I know.
to make better
So
compliment.
everyone in the chat too takes notes of how to be kind by Sister Martin. But as a guy, I can tell you that when I do get a haircut on compliments, it does feel really nice. Like
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure all the guys can agree that being complimented on a haircut is because we usually feel really good about ourselves after a haircut. So when someone
Yes,
compliments us, it elevates that feeling already of a fresh cut.
absolutely.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So now let's flip it to the other side. How does it feel to receive a compliment? Is it any way different? Sister Martin, I'm already interested in hearing your answer to this. How does it feel? Because like you said, you're giving compliments here and there, like you're so willing to give them out, and so that's so nice of you. How does it feel when someone compliments you?
It really makes me feel good. And I try to be humble with it. I'll smile and say thank you very much. But it is nice to receive compliments. I think everybody likes to feel good. You like to feel like that someone's paying attention to you or just noticing you. And I think that's what a compliment does. It tells a person that I see you, and it feels good.
Yeah, it helps you feel seen, helps you feel
Yeah.
valued, I think. Um, Sister Claudine, how do you feel when you receive a compliment?
Oh, this is actually a tricky question for me. Of course, I feel warm. I feel so like appreciated, like we were saying, Sister Marta. But it does sometimes catch me off guard. As much as I give compliments, I feel so awkward receiving them sometimes because it's like, oh, is that something that I didn't realize that was something that people liked about me, or like that someone appreciated about me. But I think it just comes with like just time, and the more that you receive, I guess the more you're inclined to respond in a certain way. So I haven't felt like the receiving end so often, but when I do, I blush. I get
You did it earlier when Sister Marta already complimented you on your duties. She was behind the camera, just like freaking. What? Okay, with that too, do you for both of you have you ever felt embarrassed when you received a compliment? I know for me and even some people that they don't take compliments too well, and I don't know what it is honestly because like you have both said, it does feel warm. It does feel like you're seen. At least that's how I feel, right? I feel very warm, very appreciated. But at the same time, I don't know, somewhat kind of embarrassed or awkward about it. I think that's what you were kind of alluding to, Sister Claudine. Do you ever have that? Do you ever get embarrassed when you're complimented?
mostly when I just don't know how to respond.
Yeah, I
Sometimes
think that's what it is too.
yeah, it's like especially with something I don't expect to hear often. Like it's, oh, I like your shoes. I'm like, oh, my shoes. My shoes are I've been wearing these for like 5 years. They have I haven't
Right.
forgotten them yet.
Right. Right.
it just gets a little bit like I'm like, oh really? I have to like backtrack in my head, and then it just ruins the flow of the conversation. But that's my side of
Yeah,
receiving.
Yeah, I think
I don't know if I
that's
get
another.
embarrassed, Brother RJ and Sister Claudine. Um, what would probably embarrass me if someone's complimented me on my food and I'm not a good cook. but but no, I don't think I get embarrassed. Like I said, it just really makes me feel good. So I haven't been embarrassed from a compliment.
Yeah, I'm wondering now if embarrassed maybe be the wrong word overall, because like, but I think it's somewhat like what you said, Miss Sister Marta, with your example with the food, is that you don't think it's good, but other people
Right.
do, and it's kind of like, oh, I don't know, that kind of not knowing how to react because you don't believe it, so to
Right. I'm
speak, I
shocked
guess.
by it. Right.
Yeah, yeah. So embarrassed is not the right word, but okay. Mr. Claudine, you kind of mentioned something too, like if you're not used to hearing a specific compliment. Opposite of that, is there something that you're often complimented on, like something that you hear a lot from people? Is there one that you can think of?
Actually, there is. I've been told that I have a nice smile, or I'm always smiling.
You
Um,
are always smiling, and good thing it is a good smile.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. See, I have my response. Thank you. I appreciate it. Um, but I mean, I did have braces, so I have to say thank you, mom. Thank you, mom, for getting me braces. I don't wear my retainer, so just know that this is like this is like 3 years of me not wearing my retainer. But thank you. Yeah, that's what I get.
What about you, Sister Marta? What's a common compliment you've received?
Oh, let's see. I guess I'll think about work. I do like perfumes and oils. So I get a lot of compliments from my coworkers, and I've actually brought in some little bottles of oils and lotions to give to those that really compliment me. And I think one thing that probably definitely pushed me to be a CWS teacher is that I would get complimented on being a good speaker. And so
Mm.
becoming a CWS teacher, and or I should say children's worship service, because some people might not know what that means. That really inspired me to just to have people say, "Oh, I like your voice. I think you're a good speaker." So yeah, I like those things. Yes.
Yeah, very good point in mentioning like how compliments we receive, we realize it helps us reflect on ourselves and realize we have certain talents and gifts, and then we use it
Yes.
in performances in church. So compliments on that, and like clearly, I would think that Sister Claudine and myself have, because I can speak for myself for sure, that that's another reason why I became a children's worship service teacher as well, is because people have told me, oh, you're a good speaker, I think you'd be a great teacher, so I went for it. I want to share with of people in our live chat who are um, joining in on the conversation. Uh, Sister Anna Blash says, my spirit is overwhelming when I receive compliments, even in the little things that I do.
Oh,
Very good. I would say, especially in the little things, you
yes.
receive compliments, because that's the ones where you really seen. Oh, it's such a little thing, but they
Yes.
noticed it, right? Uh, Sister Lorraine, another person on the INCRadio team, said, as long as the compliment is honest and sincere, and I would agree. So, like, even with that, maybe I won't be as embarrassed anymore, like I said before. Uh, it's honest this year. Sister Hannah Lore from Newport News and Richmond Extension, who's always in the live chat, thank you for your support, says this is how she gives compliments, helps encourage other people. I share some positive quotes to my coworkers at the beginning of the day. I also try to encourage our younger brethren to participate in CFO activities because it's good. Yes, very good job. Thank you,
Yes.
Sister Hannah Lore, for sharing how you spread kindness and give compliments. And then Brother Mike Blash kind of said what we hear, a compliment makes you take notice of yourself. Um, I think that's a very good point because especially if you ever get a compliment that you never knew about yourself, it helps you reflect and know, oh, this is a good thing. I should keep doing it. Or,
Yes.
oh, people actually do notice when I do this. It's not for nothing kind of thing. So thank you so much to our live chat for joining in. We'll continue with a conversation here by asking now, we've clearly mentioned that compliments do hold weight. It makes us feel really good, and there might even be some that we just remember. It helps us in our lives moving forward. Ever since we've gotten that, can you think of a time when someone complimented you on something and it positively impacted you? Like maybe your whole life you've held on to it and it helped you to be who you are. Sister Marta, can you think of one?
Well, I'll go back to being a children's worship service teacher. Um, so from the time that I was in college, which was many, many years ago, people said that I had a good voice, and they liked the way I spoke and my diction. And I am very proud to say that I've been a CWS teacher for about 40 years. So 40. So that's one thing that I've held on for a very long time. And I think just being complimented on being kind. And I have my mean streak, but just trying to be kind and help people. So just trying to hold on to being a good person.
I'm a tiny bit afraid now. I hope I never get on that mean streak from Sister Marta, because I always like to say, if you can be one emotion side of the spectrum, you can definitely be the same exact side on the other. I don't know if that's true or not for you, Sister Marta, but that's just a belief that I have. But Sister
Streak,
Claudia,
I was scared. I was like, she's
yeah, I know. I was like, please do not get on her bad side. Let's stay on her good side. Sister Claudine, can you think of a compliment that has positively impacted you?
actually, yeah, I want to go back to when I was complimented about my smile. So I've been a choir member since I was CWS, and
Oh,
only
wow.
recently, yeah, that was a long time. um it was actually recently that I've been paid this compliment, and I really appreciate it. You know who you are if you're watching. But when I sing, I try to smile, because I was told by my in my last district, our choir director, she said that if you when you smile, that the voice carries. It's easier for you to kind of throw your voice across the room if you smile, because your mouth is open, it's wider. So then I kind of carried that with me, and I tell the CWS choir members that I'm like, hey, open your mouth, smile, and then it'll be easier for you to be heard. And so I just do it naturally in worship service now, whenever I perform. And then I was told that, oh, I love it when you smile when
Oh,
you're singing. It's really like, I want to say the words were like uplifting, something like that, but like oh, it makes me feel so good inside. Like, okay, good. So at least no one's thrown off, but that I'm smiling during a sad hymn or something like that.
Oh yeah, true.
But yeah,
No, but yeah, I've actually noticed about that about you, Sister Claudine, and like not in choirs. I'm like sitting next to you, kind of somewhat, and sometimes behind you. So, but in like performances for, we did recently the Songs of Salvation, and I noticed that when there are recordings of it, and I was like, oh, she's always smiling when she's singing. And it's nice because you can definitely get like a mood, and you can get like you definitely do. I've been told too that it helps
stage
project your voice,
presence.
yes.
Yeah,
stage presence too.
I
Yes,
love stage
especially.
presence.
Yeah.
What
I
about
want
you,
to
Brother
shout out my.
RJ?
Yeah, I was actually gonna say, yeah, I do have an answer. So this is actually, I'll even shout out who gave me this one, because I know how much, if she knows how much this meant to me. It was to Sister Annalyn, who's in for the local congregation of Virginia Beach. Sister Annalyn Pangalin, back when she was Kadiwa and I was Binhi. Um, I was the Binhi president at the time, and honestly, this kind of goes back to like, oh, people you don't know. It helps you know that people notice you, right? I didn't think I was doing a great job as a leader. I felt like I've been doing much more, obviously. But at the time, I think Sister Annalyn, I think she was moving, I think, and she gave letters to some of her CWS watchers, because I think she was helping us with CWS. And in her card to me was saying, "Great job with the Binhi. You are a born leader. They are in good hands with you."
Oh,
And I was just like, "Oh wow!" Like honestly, I read it in the chapel. We were in the back of the chapel, and I just bursted out crying. Like I
oh,
was just there, like, and I gave her the biggest hug, because I was like, I needed to hear that. I needed to hear that compliment, because, like I said, I didn't feel like I was, But when people compliment you on things that they notice, it helps you recognize yourself and gives you confidence, right? I
yeah.
I like to think so, at least for that one. So, and now ever since then, I was a Benhi president. I'm Kadiwa president now. You know, CBRS teacher. I've continued to lead in one way or another. So,
Yes.
um, and it's because of that, I think, honestly, from that compliment from Sister Annalyn. So, Sister Annalyn, for those in Virginia Beach, please let her know that I give her my compliments. But now we are closing out of our show. I want to give you an opportunity to shout out anyone. If you want to give more compliments, by all means. Sister Marta, do you have anyone you'd like to give shout outs to?
I'd like to give a shout out to the local congregation of Raleigh, North Carolina, my resident worker, Brother Jeremy, the CWS, all the officers, all the brethren, to my best friend, Kathleen Gonzalez, her family, and to Brother RJ, who is doing a fabulous job, and Sister Claudine. So nice to spend this time with you.
Thank you
Thank
so
you, brother.
much. Mr. Claudine, you have any shout outs?
I do. Shout out to my parents who made me the way I am, and I'm very, very grateful. Gave me their smile, gave me gave me good feelings from the day I was born. To my sister who lets me use her room whenever I need to be on INC Radio. And shout out to my best friends in Florida, Angel and Bianca, and my best friend, Andrew. And oh, and Sister Marta. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy,
Thank you.
so grateful to have met you today. What a great
Yes.
day.
Thank you.
It was a great day, great conversation, great episode, Virginia. I want to give one more shout out, if I can, just really quickly. Compliments to my fiance, Sister Elaine from the District of British Columbia. I would like to give her compliments for working hard in everything she does, and especially for helping us in planning our wedding. She's doing, honestly, she's doing a big bulk of it. I think that's a common thing. It's usually the girl in the relationship. I'm doing the best I can, but I want to compliment her on everything she does. She really makes it so much easier, and I just compliment on all of her hard work in all aspects of her life. But we are closing out of our episode now, so we want to give our special greetings to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, our CFO coordinator and SEPSI president and CEO, Brother Angelo Arano Manalo, our district minister, Brother Stephen Asensio, our assistant district minister, Brother June Hernandez, our district CFO overseer, Brother Melvin Bayangoan, our district multimedia advisor, Brother Denzo Malapit, our station manager, Brother Arno Solano, our executive producer, Kuya Mandaya, our Kuya Tex, and all of our INC Radio family. And of course, to all of you watching and supporting INC Radio Virginia. We'll see you next week. But for now, tuning in for INC Radio Seattle. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye, everyone. Pay a compliment to someone. Let them.